On application of Gauss's theorem, we have another 10 NCERT questions. Let's have a look at these NCERT questions also. Like question number 1 of NCERT, it says, there is a conducting sphere of radius 10 centimeter. So you have a sphere which has a radius 10 centimeter, has unknown charge on it. We don't know how much is the charge on it. If electric field 20 centimeter from the center of the sphere, so at a distance 20 centimeter from center of the sphere, electric field has a value 1.5 into 10 to the power 3 Newton per Coulomb. And the point and the electric field is pointed radially inward. What is the charge on the sphere? So you know, for an outside point, it behaves as though the whole charge is situated at center. It may be a sphere or shell. So for an outside point, it will behave as though the whole charge is situated at center, and electric field will have a value 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r2 square. Electric field has a value 1.5 10 to the power 3. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught will be 9 into 10 to the power 9. Charge we wanted to know, and radius is 20 centimeter. So as a whole, we finally find the charge, which is 6.67 10 to the power minus 9 Coulomb, or 6.67 nanocoulomb. And what if the electric field is into? It means this charge is a negative charge. So it's a negative charge, that's why the electric field is towards this. So electric field has to be negative charge. We were not knowing the sign of the charge. We want to know the sign of the charge also. Let's have a question number 2 now. There is a uniformly charged conducting sphere of 2.4 meter diameter. So you have once again a charged conducting sphere, and it has a radius 1.2 meter. Diameter is 2.4 meter. And it has surface charge density, which is given to us, is 80 microcoulomb per meter square. What is the charge on sphere? So if I ask what is the charge on sphere, so charge will be 4 pi r square into sigma. So total charge on the sphere will be 4 pi 1.2 square, and charge density is 80 into 10 to the power minus 6. So the total charge will come out to be 1.45 into 10 to the power minus 3 Coulomb. This is the charge on the sphere. What is the total electric flux leaving the surface of the sphere? So we know if surface of the sphere itself is considered to be a Gaussian surface, net flux is equal to what? Charge inside by epsilon naught. So charge inside is 1.45 10 to the power minus 3, and this is 8.854 10 to the power minus 12. So we will have the net flux which is leaving, and it will be 1.64 into 10 to the power 8. So we can get the net flux leaving the surface of the sphere. Have a look at question number 3. An infinite line charge produce a field of. So you have a line charge which is infinitely long rod. It is producing an electric field of 9 into 10 to the power 4 Newton per Coulomb, and that too at a distance of 2 centimeter. Calculate linear charge density. So electric field is 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by r. So it is 9 into 10 to the power 9 into 2, and lambda we wanted to know, and electric field has a value 9 into 10 to the power 4, and r is 2 centimeter. So we can find the linear charge density, it is 0.1 microcoulomb per meter from here. Similarly, question number 4. There is a spherical conductor of radius 12 centimeter. So spherical conductor of radius 12 centimeter, and it has a charge of 1.6. It has a charge of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb distributed over it. What is electric field inside? So if I say what is electric field inside, inside electric field will be 0, because no electric field is there within a shell or within a conductor for which the whole charge will come on the surface. Second, what is the electric field just outside the sphere? So if I am saying what is the electric field here, so electric field just outside the sphere will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. It will behave as the whole charge is situated at center, q by r square, or q by capital R square. Let me call it capital R. So electric field just at the surface will be 9 into 10 to the power 9. Charge is 1.6 10 to the power minus 7, and radius is 12 into 10 to the power minus 2 square. So electric field at the surface will be 1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per coulomb, and at a point 18 centimeter from center of the sphere. So we are also looking for what is the electric field outside at a point 18 centimeter. For outside point, the whole charge will behave as though situated at center. So here if I are looking for electric field 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught charge by 18 centimeter square. So it is 9 into 10 to the power 9. Charge is 1.6 10 to the power minus 7 by 18 into 10 to the power minus 18 into 10 to the power minus 2 square. So the electric field there outside will come out to be 4.44 10 to the power 4 Newton per coulomb. So you have electric field inside, you have electric field at the surface, and then electric field outside. For inside, electric field of within the shell will be 0, or within the charge sphere will be 0. At the surface it will behave as the whole charge is situated at center, and for outside point also it will behave as though the whole charge is situated at center. Question number 5 of NCERT. It is again about plane charge sheet. Two large thin metal plates are parallel and close to each other. So you have two large and thin, they are thin metal plates also, are parallel and close to each other. On their inner face, the plates have surface charge densities of opposite sign. So they have surface charge densities of opposite signs, and both are having density 17 into 10 to the power minus 2, 22 coulomb per meter square. What is the electric field part A in the outer region? How much will be the electric field here in first region? What is the electric field in the outer region of the second plate? I think this is second. This is part B. And between the plates, this is part 3. So if I am going for the electric field in the first region, it will be due to positive, it will be sigma by 2 epsilon naught, and due to this negative, it will be sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So electric field here will be 0 in the region 1. Similarly, electric field in the region 2, due to this one, it will be sigma by 2 epsilon naught, and due to this negative charge, it will be sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So electric field in the region second is also 0. But let's take here in the central region, due to first it will be sigma by 2 epsilon naught, and due to second also it will be sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So electric field in the region third will be sigma by epsilon naught. and here the value of charge density is 17 into 10 to the power minus 22, epsilon naught 8.854, 10 to the power minus 12. So we will get electric field here which is 1.92 into 10 to the power minus 10 Newton per Coulomb. So it was a direct question. We have done a concept like this earlier. Now question number 6 of NCERT, it's a question that is based on the concept that electric field inside a conductor is 0. So question number 6, like we can see, a conductor A with a cavity is shown in figure. So think you have a conductor A, this is a conductor A and it has a cavity inside and is given a charge Q. So the conductor A is provided is charged Q. Show that the entire charge must appear on the surface of the conductor. Now, if I want to show that entire charge must appear on the surface of the conductor, I can imagine maybe some charge is also out of that charge Q which is provided, some charge may remain, may go in the conductor. Let's assume a Gaussian surface. Now, if we assume a Gaussian surface, maybe within the conductor or maybe just within the conductor, for that Gaussian surface, can we say net flux is equal to charge inside by epsilon naught? And net flux is what? Surface integral of electric field is equal to charge inside by epsilon naught. But the electric field inside conductor, the electric field is 0. So Q inside by epsilon naught should be 0. It means Q inside should be 0. So if I am assuming Gaussian surface just within the conductor, the charge inside is 0. It means any charge which is given to it must only be at the surface. No charge will go inside the conductor. Any charge which is given to the conductor will remain at the surface, because within the conductor the electric field will have a value 0. Now let's take part B here. In part B, in the same conductor, so you had this conductor, and to this conductor a charge Q was given, which was on the surface. We proved it will remain on the surface. Now going further, we are saying another conductor B with a charge Q is inserted into the cavity, keeping B insulated from A. So somehow a conductor B having charge small q is introduced here. While introducing, it was not made to touch anywhere. Somehow it was introduced straight inside, being insulated. Show that total charge on the outside is Q plus Q. So we say, okay, it has a charge Q, then by induction say the charge on the inner of it comes out to be minus Q1. We don't know whether it is going to be exactly Q or not. So we are saying let it be minus Q1. This is the induced charge. I need to prove that Q1 is equal to Q. And on the outer we will have it Q plus Q1. this induced charge will go from inside to outside. Now I need to prove the value of Q1. So for that, once again, let's assume a Gaussian surface, and let this Gaussian surface be this one. For this Gaussian surface, the net flux will be charge inside by epsilon naught. Net flux will be E dot ds and net flux inside the conductor is what? 0. It should be equal to charge inside. What is charge inside? Q minus Q1 by epsilon naught. So we come to the conclusion that Q is equal to Q1. So the result is that if this is a charge Q, then this charge Q1 will be Q only. So this induced charge will be minus Q and this charge will be Q plus Q. So we need to prove that when this charge Q is inserted on an insulated conductor within it, then show that the net charge on the outside will be capital Q plus Q. Now part C. Part C is a sensitive instrument is to be shielded from the strong electrostatic field in the environment. Suggest a possible way. So our answer is that if we have a sensitive instrument and we want it to be shielded from the outside electric field, then let's keep that instrument in a cavity, because whatever is the outside electric field, but electric field here within it will be 0. So outside electric field may impact, but electric field within the cavity will be 0. The electric field even within the conductor will be 0. So within a hollow conductor, you will always have electrostatic shielding. Now in order to show you this concept of electrostatic shielding, I am going to use this video over here, one example, where we will be using 1D graph generator. 1D graph generator will study further. It's an arrangement where you can store maximum amount of charge in a small space, a good amount of charge in a small space. So on this 1D graph generator, on this shell, we are going to store good amount of charge, and over here you can see there is a conductor which is in the form of aluminum foil at the back of this statue. Now we are going to charge this 1D graph generator. 1D graph generator is getting the charge by switching it on. The 1D graph generator will get charged, and as the 1D graph generator is getting charged by induction, because it is say positive charge, this is going to get negative charge, and by induction these foil, they will just get similarly charged and they will repel each other. Now what I do, I am interested to show you this concept of electrostatic shielding. So we have put in one conductor, one hollow conductor over here, and these foil are here. Now once again it is charged, but see the impact. When it is charged, the charge is flowing, but is there any electric field or induction taking place inside? Not at all. The electric field or induction which is impacting, it is here only, not within it. So there is electrostatic shielding that we can see, we can observe in this arrangement.